be just a little bit south of Allen currently as we speak, but this is the main area of concern where that possible rotation is. Of course, main hail core still just to the north. Spalding, you just saw some large hail out there. Still seeing possibly a little bit of hail lingering in the area. Heavy rainfall out there. You are still in the middle of this supercell. Now we are looking at hail potential around close to 2 inches in some locations. Wherever you see those darker colors indicating more of that hail core, more of that larger hail, that damaging hail. As of right now, we're seeing up to 1.75 to even 2-inch hail diameter. Of course, we haven't seen the softball size just yet, but still very, very damaging and very, very life-threatening. Of course, especially if we're seeing those gusty winds out there, that heavy rainfall, potential flooding, potential ponding as well. But there is that tornado warning for a tornado, possibly that rotation, that radar indicated rotation, possibly just south of Allen right now or in and around your area. So if you do live in Allen, now is your time to be prepared. It does look like this is pretty fast moving northeast, like I said, right around 30 miles per hour. So now it's possibly just to the north of Allen currently with this newest update right now, but still seeing a large hail core out there, even outside of this tornado warning. We're seeing those black colors, which does give us that indication that there is that large hail out there right now, potentially 1 to 2+ inches currently as we speak. Lots of rainfall involved in this as well. We are looking at lots of ingredients in the atmosphere even later on this evening to see more of these supercells out there, more potential for some larger tornadoes. Of course, we're going to be here. We're going to keep tabs on things, but as of right now, we are seeing a little bit more of that rotation detector showing more of that radar indicated detection out there. You can see this Doppler radar indicating these colors here, right? So these green, these reds here, especially the reds. The reds indicate a little bit more stronger rotation aloft. And of course, this is that radar indicated tornado out there. Hasn't been confirmed just yet, but as of right now, the radar is of course picking up on at least one area of rotation out there. And it is looking like it's just in and around that Allen area. You see this little hook here that is showing a little bit of that, the winds, that rain getting wrapped around. That gives us that indication, okay, that if this is getting a little bit more wrapped on this side, that it is showing more rotation up at least aloft in the atmosphere. We are looking at several locations going to see this potential rolling on within the next 10 minutes or so. Horntown, we're going to see this within the next 13 minutes or so, around that 5:57 p.m. time frame. Atwood, you're pretty much going to be first in line. We're looking at the next 5 minutes or so. Calvin's going to be next in line around 2:53 p.m. time frame. And then, of course, Lamar, you're going to be next around 3:01 p.m. But, of course, make sure you are seeking shelter now. Make sure you are prepared right now. Now is the time to make sure you are in your tornado shelter. You are prepared. You do have alerts that could give you any more updates. Cell phone, of course, you're listening to if the sirens are going off. Your family members are safe and sound, kids, pets, everyone. Carson, you're going to be next in line around 3:05 p.m. time frame, possibly maybe a little bit quicker as this cell moves around 30 miles per hour. Dustin, around 3:11 p.m. Same story, just south of Hannah, and of course North McAllister right around 3:12 p.m. time frame. So all of these areas, even just outside of this tornado warning, you want to make sure you are informing your kids, your family members, your neighbors that need to know that there is a potential tornado on its way. With this tornado warning continuing to head northeast around that 30-mile-per-hour range. As of right now, looks like that tornado, that rotation, radar indicated rotation out there is possibly in and around that Allen area. It is giving us that very good indication that that is actually the case right now. An ongoing event, not seeing any confirmed warnings just yet, but we are continuing to see that radar indicated tornado. Payne, any updates out there from the National Weather Service? Radar confirmed tornado. Yes, so that is exactly what's happening right now. We are continuing to see that radar indicated tornado out there. Of course, like I've been saying, that we are continuing to see possible several areas of rotation out there. As of right now, in and around Allen, that's where we are concerned. The most concern out there right now is in and around Allen. We're seeing these green colors, winds going towards the radar. Of course, the red colors indicating winds going away from the radar. So that gives us a little bit more of a general outlook. Okay, that means there is that rotation at least aloft, at least up in the atmosphere. Of course, as it makes its way down to the surface, that funnel cloud, as it touches down on the ground, then it's considered a tornado out there. As of right now, this is continuing that northeast trajectory around 30 miles per hour. So Atwood, you will be seeing this very, very soon within the next 6-7 minutes or so. So, of course, please make sure you are prepared right now as we currently talk. Calvin, you're going to be next in line as well. Looks like Allen around 2:48 p.m. time frame. Atwood around 3:01 p.m. time frame. Like I said, around, 13 minutes or so. Calvin, you're going to be next in line around 3:08 p.m. time frame. And then Crossroads, you're a little bit more to the north, closer to maybe 3:11, 3:12 p.m. time frame for you, as this continues to head northeast at around 30 miles per hour. But as of right now, us as meteorologists, that does give us a little bit more of that indication, okay, that there is that good rotation out there. We're seeing these red colors, winds going away from the radar, all of these. The green colors here, as you can see, those are winds going towards the radar. That does give us that first-hand look. Okay, there is a possible rotation out there. It might be multiple areas of rotation out there as well. As of right now, we are seeing at least this good area here, which is in and around the Allen area, right? We are looking at good possibilities for this to actually be a tornado that has touched down. As of right now, we have not had any train spotters that have seen or recorded this to actually touch the ground, but we are seeing this tornado warning in effect till 3:15 p.m. time frame. You could see Allen area, or maybe just a little bit to the south, is where that main area of concern is, but that's not the only area of concern. Of course, there's damaging hail out there, those gusty winds as well, the heavy rainfall, the low visibilities, and of course the ponding, the flash flooding. There's just so many different aspects of these supercells out there. And then of course that debris that gets blown around, the rocks, the dust, the glass, any type of wood, anything that gets picked up by these gusty winds or this possible tornado is another area that we have to focus on. Now it is heading pretty quickly out there. At least it's not stationary. A little bit more just to the south of Atwood currently as we speak. This is the main area of concern. Wherever you see this little hook here, that gives us that indication where that possible tornado might be right now. Currently as we speak, Atwood, you are about to start seeing this within the next 3 to 4 minutes or so. So please seek shelter right now as we continue to see the velocity continuing to show all of these winds rotating out there, especially aloft, at least aloft, which means up in the atmosphere, possibly making its that way down to the surface. So there is that good potential for this tornado to be all the way down to the ground for it to be confirmed. As of right now, we are seeing lots of red, lots of green colors out there, which gives us that pretty good indication that there is that tornado in this area here. There is maybe a couple of areas of rotation out there. As you can see, a little bit to the north, we're starting to see winds going away from the radar, some of these going towards the radar. So that is another area we have to pay attention to. But as of right now, this is that main area of concern in and around Allen. You could currently see this, right about there. Currently, as we speak, over 80-plus-mile-an-hour winds. Of course, with these supercells, that's what we're going to experience out there, and even some large hail as well. As of right now, more of that hail core is in and around that Atwood area. You could kind of see the main hail core as well as continuing to stick around in and around Atwood. But of course, all of this is continuing that northeast trajectory around 30 miles per hour. So Atwood, you're seeing some hail right now, right? You are seeing some larger hail. You're seeing some heavy rainfall, gusty winds out there. So within the next 3 to 4 minutes, that's when this possible tornado might be rolling into your area. So of course, please make sure you are down in the lowest level of your property. You are safe and sound. You're paying attention to your alerts, your phones, of course, maybe, the sirens going off, paying attention to us, keeping us live and on the air. We, of course, have an app as well, which does keep us live with these severe weather outbreaks out there. As of right now, the largest hail potential out there right now in and around that Atwood area. You see all these lighter colors here. That does give us a great indication for where that biggest hail core could potentially be. As of right now, we're continuing to see this tornado warning in effect there. Horntown, you're going to start seeing this within the next 20 to 22 minutes or so. Lamar, you got a little bit more time, but this time means preparation time. This time means this is your time to get your kids, get your pets, and head to that lowest level of your property. Even if it is 20 minutes away or so, you want to make sure you are prepared. It's better to stay in that safe shelter for over an hour than to, risk anything out there. But as of right now, we are seeing Calvin, possibly they're going to start seeing very deteriorating conditions, possible tornado rolling in within the next 7 minutes or so. Crossroads, you got around 9 minutes or so. Horntown, you have right around 15 minutes, right around that 3:07 p.m. time frame. Lamar, like I said, right around 3:13 p.m. time frame. So you still have right around 21, 22 minutes or so out there. And then, of course, Carson as well, a little bit more further out, around that 3:18 p.m. time frame. That's when you could potentially see a little bit more of this supercell, that stronger part of the supercell starting to roll in. You are a little bit still outside of this tornado warning, of course, talking about Carson here, but now is your time to make sure you are letting everybody know, hey, this is what potentially is starting to roll into our area. As you can see, velocity does indicate that rotation out there. All of the red colors, winds going away from the radar, green, winds going towards the radar. So this does give us that really good indication out there that there is a possible tornado out there. This is why radar indicated tornado has been issued. Of course, that tornado warning in effect till at least that 3:15 p.m. time frame. Peyton, has any updates come in recently about from the National Weather Service about this?
Again, it's a radar confirmed tornado. It's not indicated. It is radar confirmed, moving northeast of Allen towards Atwood and Calvin on Highway 270 south. Horntown Crossroads, again on Highway 270 in Hughes County.
Okay, it is showing that, of course, Atwood is the main focus right now. We do have to make sure everyone in and around that Atwood area is in their tornado shelter, is prepared for anything and everything that is transpiring right now as this continues to head northeast around that 20-25 mile per hour range. We are continuing to track this right now. We are seeing 2 tornado warnings now. One is just a little bit more to the south as we currently speak. It looks like that one is in effect till 3:30 p.m. time frame, Pontotoc County out there. So we do actually have a shot here of our tracker. As you can see, he is going a little bit more, trying to get into the supercell out there right in the middle of that. He is near Kanawha as we currently speak. You could see deteriorating weather conditions. Of course, those gusty winds, the heavy rainfall starting to fall. Not quite seeing any hail out there as we currently speak, but the more he heads towards this supercell, the more hail core he is going to encounter out there. Some damaging hail as well. As of right now, this hail potential is up to 2, maybe a little bit more than 2 inches in a few spots. We did actually just get a notification from the National Weather Service saying that the hail potential is up to even 2.5 inches now with over 60 mile per hour winds out there. So we are continuing to see a few areas of rotation out there, and that tornado report just mainly northwest of Gertie as we currently speak right now. So there is a couple of areas of concern right now as we are currently looking at this. We are seeing now it is that confirmed tornado out there. Train spotters have officially confirmed this, seeing this on the ground out there. It is heading around 30 miles per hour northeast, and it is this area here. So Atwood, you are about to start seeing the worst of this starting to roll into your area within the next 2 to 3 minutes or so. Please seek shelter right now. Please go to your safe area. Now is the time to take cover out there. Calvin, you're going to be next in line. We're talking within the next 5 to 6 to 7 minutes or so. Crossroads, you're still around 9 minutes away from any of that happening. Payne, any updates from National Weather Service?
Confirmed tornado within Pontotoc and Hughes County. The city of Atwood is in the direct path of the tornado. Considerable hail threat up to 2 inches in diameter. Again, this is a confirmed tornado northeast of the town of Allen, moving towards Atwood, then Calvin, then Crossroads on Highway 270 in Hughes County.
Okay, any updates on the hail core on that, Peyton?
hail considered up to 2 inches in diameter.
2 inches in diameter. Okay, so it's still pretty damaging out there. Anything over that 2.5 inch diameter size hail, that's when it gets extremely damaging out there. That's when things really start to get dented, more broken tree branches, more leaves on the ground out there. As of right now, we're still not quite seeing that softball size hail, but it doesn't need to be softball size hail for us to take this absolutely extremely serious out there. But we are currently seeing the possible area of rotation out there. Now a little bit more north and east of Allen. We're talking maybe within a mile, mile and a half north and east of Allen currently as we speak, headed around 30 miles per hour in that northeast trajectory. So Atwood, you have another 3 to 4 minutes or so max until things start to really deteriorate out there in your area. Calvin, you're going to be next in line. You still have right around maybe 10 to 13 minutes or so before that starts to roll into your area. Crossroads, you're going to be next in line as well. But as you can see your tracker, you could really see the deteriorating conditions out there, right? You're seeing a little bit of that precipitation falling, that moderate rain in the area, limited visibilities as well. And we are seeing those gusty winds once again. We are seeing our tracker really taking it slow out there, not speeding. That is exactly what you want to do. You do not want to be speeding if you are on the roads. If you are driving, please seek shelter out there. Please go into the nearest building around you. Not a mobile home. Mobile homes are not safe out there. Any updates, Peyton?
This has now been upgraded to a PDS tornado warning, which means particularly dangerous situation. That means stay in your storm shelter. This is a considerable size tornado heading towards the town of Atwood, Calvin, and Crossroads in Hughes and Pontotoc County. This is a extremely large and dangerous tornado. You need to be in your shelter. You can see with our most recent radar scan, this entire circulation, these bright colors of green, this is where your circulation is in the town of Atwood. Currently, you need to be in your shelter, lowest level, most interior room of your home. Again, this is a particularly dangerous situation tornado warning for a considerable tornado on the ground in Atwood.
Absolutely, and now it is actually a confirmed tornado out there, which does, of course, continue to show that threat out there, that very dangerous threat all over the area. But as you can see, this is that main area of concern in and around Atwood, and that is continuing up north. Calvin, you're about to start seeing the worst of these conditions roll in within the next minute to 2 to 3 minutes max. That's when things will really start to head downhill for you. But as of right now, you can kind of see that right there, right? A little hook. So that kind of indicates for us that counterclockwise rotation. We get that with tornadoes or hurricanes here in the northern hemisphere. It's kind of the same thing as when you flush your toilet. Counterclockwise rotation. Southern hemisphere, clockwise rotation out there. So we're seeing a little bit of that showing here, right? We're seeing a little bit of that more precipitation getting wrapped around there. Possibly a rain-wrapped tornado, which means there's a lot of rain around it. Very low visibility if this tornado is rain-wrapped, which means you can't see it. Please do not be outside taking videos or pictures just because you could get caught off guard very, very quickly. We've seen this happen in history. It is extremely dangerous. Stay in your safety shelter now. Is the time to make sure you are continuing to stay down there. You are continuing to play it safe just because this is a considerable event. Of course, we are seeing possibly maybe even a larger tornado out there. As of right now, we're not getting any live shots currently as we speak, but this has been confirmed, folks. So anywhere in this area now, just a little bit north and east from Atwood currently as this heads around 30 miles per hour northeast. We are continuing to see this head that direction. Crossroads right around 3:09 p.m. time frame, so you got right around 8-9 minutes before you start seeing this, probably maybe even a little bit earlier than that as this continues to pick up a little bit more speed. Calvin, you're a little bit more on the southern end, but of course that tornado might be anywhere in this area here, wherever you see these red, purple, green colors, or lighter green colors as well, which does indicate that rotation out there. Calvin, you are seeking shelter now. Crossroads, same story for you. Horntown, you have a little bit more time, right around 3:17 p.m. time frame, so you have right around 16 minutes or so before you start seeing the worst of this. But within the 16 minutes, it's your time to pause whatever you're doing, and now is your time to evacuate. Make sure everybody in the household, everyone around you, knows that there is this dangerous confirmed tornado out there right now. It's not just radar confirmed and radar indicated. Now it's an actual confirmed tornado out there, indicated here with these purple colors. As you could see, this is in effect till, what is it, 3:30 p.m. time frame, Peyton? If you want to maybe click on that real quick. 3:15, and then the northern portion should be probably 3:30. 3:15 as of right now, so it's probably going to get extended. But as of right now, 3:15 p.m. time frame for these areas. Horntown, you are included in that. Lamar, same thing for you. You're just on that northern end, but you're seeing that supercell in your area. With the worst possibly about to start rolling into your area. Crossroads, you are pretty much seeking shelter right now. Calvin, same thing for you. Anywhere in this area, that's where we are looking at least one area of rotation, at least one tornado out there, at least seeing that down to the surface right now, currently as we speak. Crossroads, you are in your safe shelter. You are seeking shelter. Calvin, same thing for you. It's just outside your windows, folks, right in this area. Wherever you see these red, purple, light green colors, that's where we're seeing that rotation out there in the atmosphere. Radar indicated, of course, and of course confirmed now, which means there is a tornado on the ground currently as we speak. Horntown, you have an additional 8 minutes or so before you start seeing more of the deteriorating conditions out there. Starting to see that 2+ to even 2.5-inch hail out there, which does get damaging. We are going to see those gusty winds once again, that heavy rainfall, and then that tornado that is somewhere in this area here as we currently speak. You see those lighter green colors, that red, that purple out there. That gives us as meteorologists that indication that that tornado is most likely in that area, but there might be multiple areas of rotation out there with this favorable environment. We're seeing lots of wind shear out there, lots of instability, and we are seeing pretty much everything coming into place for these supercells to continue to grow, to re-strengthen, and just to continue to develop out there into those early overnight hours. As of right now, Crossroads, you are just about to start seeing most of this starting to roll in. There's possible tornado that is indicated somewhere in this area. It is moving pretty fast, right around 30 miles per hour northeast. Any updates out there, Peyton?
We're still continuing to watch a confirmed tornado in Hughes in Pontotoc County. You can see it's crossing over into Hughes County as well. When you get to Horntown, you go south on 270. This is a very agricultural rural area. Once you cross through Crossroads into Pontotoc County, there is those Little League fields in the town of Calvin. Again, Calvin looks to be in the southeastern portion, not directly in the path of the tornado, but in the tornado warning nonetheless, including Crossroads. Again, a very agricultural and rural area. I have family down in this area, pass through this area all the time, going to see them in the Stewart area. But again, Crossroads, I know there's a lot of agriculture out there when going on Highway 270 south of Horntown as this tornado continues to move northeast. Again, with these bright colors indicated by our velocity on radar, this is a confirmed tornado. We can click on wind speeds and see just how strong winds are picking up between 50 and 75 miles per hour. You can see that tight couplet. That's where we have this radar indicated tornado. Once again, a particularly dangerous situation for Hughes County as we head towards southeastern portions of Horntown and the town of Lamar.
Yes, okay, so exactly that, folks. We are looking at that confirmed tornado out there, generally right in the area where Crossroads is right now. Highway 270 now is your time not to be driving out there. You want to make sure you are seeking shelter, and this is that main area of concern right there, right? Wherever you see those red, purple, lighter green colors, that is that indication where that rotation is right now, where that tornado is once again. And these red colors here, that does give us a little bit more indication, okay, that there is a lot of strong rotation, at least up in the atmosphere out there. So this does give us a good indication that there is that tornado out there right now, currently on the ground just south and west of the Crossroads area. But any second now, it will be crossing 270 out there. And then as it continues to make that northeast trajectory around 30 miles per hour, then things will continue to show a little bit more deterioration when it comes to the weather. Horntown, you are about to start seeing this within the next 5 to 7 minutes or so. That is when your conditions will continue to go downhill. They will deteriorate. You're going to see very low visibilities, very heavy rainfall out there, larger hail potential as well, and then possibly this tornado starting to make its way into the area as it continues that northeast trajectory around 30 miles per hour. Lamar, you still have a little bit more time, but this time is crucial. This is the time to make sure everyone is informed exactly what is going on, exactly what is incoming. But this is very developed. It looks very good, very developed out there on the radar right now as we are looking at this reflectivity where this area here is where this tornado is currently right now. There might be multiple areas of rotation. As of right now, we are seeing this to be that confirmed tornado out there. Crossroads, you are in that right now as we speak. You have to be in that tornado shelter right now. Lamar, you still have right around 18 minutes or so, 17, 18 minutes, around that 3:24 p.m. time frame before you start seeing that possible tornado starting to roll into your area. Carson, you're going to start seeing this within the next 25, 26 minutes or so, close to that 3:30, 3:32 p.m. time frame. But you want to make sure you are now in that tornado shelter. You are prepared. You are grabbing your kids, your pets especially as well, and you are making sure you are all safe and sound. The most important part is your life out of this, of course. So we are continuing to see this tornado out there. Good indications for this. A good amount of debris getting thrown around as well. Like I said, the debris is another main component of the danger that we are continuing to see. Debris could be spread for miles away from the actual tornado. Glass, wood, rocks, dust. So anything in that nature that is tossed around even miles away from this tornado. Let's say this tornado is right now, right in and around Crossroads. Even in Horntown, you could start seeing some of this debris getting pushed into your area. So do not be outside. Make sure you are in your safe shelter currently as we speak. The environment is showing lots of favorable activity for this to occur. Velocity, of course, is showing more of that as well. It is giving us that indication where in this area there is that tornado out there. We do have our tracker near Ada right now, and he is traveling. He's seeing a little bit of debris on the side of the roads. You saw that right there just a few seconds ago. Now you're continuing to see a little bit more debris on the roads, on the side of the roads as well, which does give us that indication that they did see that supercell pass by. They did see potential tornado in that area, or at least those very gusty winds, that potential hail core as well, those heavy rainfall totals, which does mean limited visibilities, ponding, maybe even some flash flooding in a few spots. As of right now, around that Crossroads area, maybe just a little bit north of Crossroads, close to the Highway 270. That's where we're looking at that possible area of rotation out there. That tornado on the ground right now, on its way to Horntown. Horntown, folks, now is your time to be in your safe shelter. Everything's going to be okay if you really take this serious. If you are in your safe shelter, you are prepared for this, and you are not outside trying to take videos or pictures. Please do not do that. Please make sure you are indoors currently as we speak. We are continuing to see not only the damaging winds, not only the hail and the heavy rainfall, but we are looking at possibly that 2-inch plus size hail out there as well. The heavy rainfall possibly around an inch plus an hour rate. So we are talking possible flooding on some roadways, some ponding in a few spots as well. Do not drive through flooded waters, but our main concern at the moment is to make sure you are in that safe shelter. Horntown, you are about to start seeing the worst of it any second now within the next minute or so. Right now, you are most likely starting to see this currently as we speak, where this is that main area of concern. Currently, as we are talking, Lamar, you still have a little bit more time. You got a few more minutes, around 3 to 5 minutes before the worst of this starts to move into your area. But it does look like Horntown is pretty much starting to get the worst of it right now, that possible rotation out there. Payne, any updates?
With the last few radar scans, we have seen these bright colored green areas with the higher wind speeds. Those have come down quite a bit. The National Weather Service is also noting that on our correlation coefficient that shows the debris flying in the air, it's not as strong. Debris is likely still in the air. However, it's not as strong of rotation that we once saw. By the last few scans, I can tell this is a weakening system, but nonetheless, you are still in a tornado warning for the town of Horntown and Lamar, north of Crossroads. Again, a very rural and agricultural area. I know the cell service is very spotty in this area. If you are in this area and you can and you hear my voice, stay in your storm shelter. As we see, it's weakening, however, still continuing to watch that this is a tornado warning, a confirmed tornado warning that continues. Earlier, we saw it from Allen, past near Calvin, now north of Crossroads. Again, still slowly weakening, but still a severe storm nonetheless that poses the risk of strong damaging wind and hail.
Yes, if you do have any pictures or videos of this, send them our way. But the main concern is to be in your tornado shelter. Do not be on your porch taking videos and pictures. Make sure you are very, very far away from any type of severe weather. But if you do have any pictures or videos, you can send it our way. We will, of course, post it here. But you want to make sure your life is the most important part, and that means tornado shelter out there seeking coverage. But anywhere in this area is where we are seeing that tornado currently as we speak. And even with that reflectivity, if you could put that on real quick, Peyton, you could see in that reflectivity where things are starting to look a little bit better, but still showing that good potential for this actual confirmed tornado out there, which is just south of the Horntown area and headed right towards Lamar right now. We are seeing Kathy, which is one of our trackers. She's near Ada right now. You could see some thicker clouds out there. Of course, lots of rainfall once again, but as of right now, where she is currently located, she is seeing some lighter rain currently as we speak, but there's many areas just to the north where she is at, where they're seeing a lot more deteriorating conditions. We're seeing much more heavier rainfall out there, much larger hail core once again, and we are seeing still that confirmed tornado out there anywhere in this area here. Now just a little bit more to the, I'd say now a little bit more to the east of Horntown. That's where we're seeing that area circulation out there. That is why we are seeing this confirmed tornado warning out there till at least around that 3:15 p.m. time frame. Might get extended. As of right now, we did not see it get extended past Lamar, but Lamar, you are seeking shelter right now because this is about to be in your area within the next minute or so. The worst of this is about to be in your area in Lamar within the next minute or so. As you can see, this is that main area of concern right there where I'm circling. That is where that tornado is currently that we are talking about. Any updates out there, Peyton?
They're going to continue the tornado warning for Dustin, Calvin, and Lamar until 4 p.m. Central. Up to golf ball sized hail is possible. This is an area that has a population of just under 1,700. It is a radar indicated tornado. We've seen it not as strong as earlier, but nonetheless still a tornado. Again, until 4 p.m. we have our new tornado warning has popped up on here, and you can see again for this area we are still watching these bright green colors on velocity showing that area of rotation heading towards Lamar, Carson, Dustin. Again, this tornado warning is going until 4 p.m. Wetumpka, you are going to be west of this warning, but Carson, Lamar, Dustin, Hannah is east of this storm system. But again, these areas, a very rural area nonetheless, just under 1,700 people living in this area. If you can hear my voice, get to your storm shelter, your lowest level, most interior room of your home. This is also a part of area where our radar gets a little finicky, so we might have to switch over radars pretty soon. But again, you can still see these bright colors now east of Horntown, heading towards Lamar, Carson, and Dustin.
Absolutely still seeing that tornado warning out there till at least that 4 p.m. time frame. Just got extended to these areas. Dustin, you're included in that as well. Carson, once again, you are included in this tornado warning that is going to be in your area within the next 20 minutes or so. If we could just get that cone showing a little bit more of the times for Carson once again and Lamar, because this is pretty much where that tornado is as we currently speak. Right about in this area here, Horntown, you are right in the middle of this. You are in your tornado shelter. Now, Carson, you will start seeing more of the significant weather starting to roll in within the next 10 minutes or so. Dustin, you're going to be next in line, possibly right around 3:33 p.m. time frame. Vernon, 3:36 p.m. time frame. Hannah, 3:38 p.m. time frame. So even though you are a little bit more outside of this tornado warning, you are still prepared. You are still ready for this possible tornado that could get extended, that tornado warning that could get extended into your area. As of right now, Dustin, Carson, Lamar, you are in this tornado warning currently as we speak. Bryant, you're going to start seeing deteriorating conditions possibly right around 3:41 p.m. time frame. That's when we are looking at more of that tornado core starting to roll in, more of that potential rotation out there as we currently speak. We're talking large hail, possibly 2 to 2.5 inches in many locations. That is very devastating. That is very large hail. We've seen larger, of course, but you don't need softball-sized hail to cause a lot of damage. Branches, trees, of course, many other things will get damaged by even 2 to 2.5 inch size hail out there. Heavy rainfall, lowered visibilities once again. Main areas of concern. We are seeing one of our trackers, Mike, a little bit more on the southern end. He's continuing that northeast trajectory up north into Holdenville. And then Wewoka, same story for you. He's about to start heading into your area, trying to get a little bit more ahead of the supercell. Kathy, she's closer to the Ada area. She's probably going to track this thunderstorm out there, which is just south of Ada right now, south and west of Ada. That is another thunderstorm warning in effect currently as we speak. 2.5-inch size hail moving right around 25 miles per hour. But these are the tornado warnings we are currently watching as we speak. Payne, any updates on there?
I want to give everyone a very broad overview of what we are looking at. It really went from nothing to active very fast across the Oklahoma City Metro and Oklahoma Red River Valley as well. So there is a severe thunderstorm warning of hail almost up to 3 inches, wind 60 miles per hour for Jefferson, Carter, Love, and Stevens County. There is a tornado warning, hail up to 1.34 inches for Hughes County. The severe thunderstorm warning for Pontotoc County has been canceled, but we are going to continue that severe thunderstorm warning with hail up to 2.5 sizes in diameter, wind 65 miles an hour for Seminole, Hughes, and Pottawatomie County. Seminole currently getting golf ball sized hail for this area. Again, down Highway 270. The hail core is going to be southeast of Seminole State College, right in downtown Seminole. I know this area was recently hit by a tornado not too long ago, slowly picking up the pieces we have in that downtown area. A lot of those fast food changes, Jimmy Austin Golf Club, as you go south of town as well. Again, another area with very sparse internet connection, cell service. So if you are in this area, we do have extremely large hail. Let me get over to our hail indicator, and you can see just picking up by this, we're talking over 3 inches, 2 inches. This is right in the heart of downtown Seminole. There's a McDonald's, there is Sonic, there is a KFC, a couple hotels as well. This is going to be around the Jimmy Austin Golf Club area. In, again, the heart of downtown Seminole, where recently a tornado did go through. We have the Reynolds Wellness Center as you get towards the east of town. There's also a lot of construction in the area south of town, south of the Walmart, the Harvey Road Baptist Church, on Highway 270 as you go southeast of town. But again, this hail core for the town of Seminole, we have golf ball size hail confirmed and larger currently coming down.
Yes, we are seeing that golf ball sized hail in Blue Grove, and we are continuing to track even bigger hail in many, many locations. As you can see here, this does give us that bigger indication, a little bit more of that wider view that this hail core is continuing to increase out there. Earlier, within the last 15-20 minutes, we saw a little bit of black colors out there, but now we're seeing more of that white, which does give us that indication where 3+ inch sized hail is possibly falling right now. So Seminole, you are right in the middle of this hail core currently as we speak, where possibly close to 3-inch size hail diameter is, and somewhere in this area we are seeing that tornado on the ground. So please make sure you are prepared for any and all types of severe weather, the heavy rainfall as well. Very, very low visibilities. Once again, we are continuing to see a little bit of ponding, a little bit of flooding as well currently just to the west of Lima, and same story right in and around Bowlegs. That's where we're looking at more of that hail core just to the west of your area, but that of course is continuing to head a little bit more northeast around that 25 to 30 mile per hour range. Things are starting to improve down south. Pleasant Grove, you are starting to see better conditions, but you're not quite done with this just yet. You're continuing to see a little bit of possibility of some lingering hail out there, but as of right now, we are continuing that 20 to 25+ mile an hour trajectory with this supercell. As of right now, we are continuing to see this possible area where this rotation might be. As of right now, it does look like this has been this is a severe thunderstorm warning in that area, so that is a good sign. But Horntown, you are in this tornado warning currently as we speak. Anywhere in this region too, that's where that possibility for a tornado is. Now we have another tornado warning out there. Any updates on that warning out there, Payne?
We have a new tornado warning coming from Hughes County as there is a possible tornado south of the town of Holdenville. Right now, let me click back over to velocity. And again, we are in that area where it's really hard, probably around this area where you see those bright reds coming out of one warning we had going into another. This area is just very favorable. We've seen that with one cell already. We have these severe thunderstorms in this area as well. So there is another tornado warning coming for Hughes County as we speak. Clay, Texas, which is another storm system that is going to continue to move into southern southeastern Oklahoma. A severe thunderstorm warning does continue for this area. But again, the Holdenville area, the Spalding area, Atwood, Crossroads, Horntown, Yeager. This is a very favorable area. We've seen it already today. We're going to continue to see it with this storm system and for the next couple of hours. This tornado warning for Hughes County does have hail up to 2 inches in diameter.
Yes, and we are seeing a good amount of dust getting picked up with this as well. Of course, there's lots of fields in these areas, lots of fields, which does mean that there is a lot of easily potential for more debris getting picked up, more of that dust, more rocks getting picked up as well, which does spread for miles even outside from the actual tornado possibilities out there. But we are seeing a couple of tornado warnings out there currently as we speak. So multiple areas of concern as we are currently looking at this till in effect till right around at least the 4 p.m. time frame. So we are continuing to see Horntown about to start seeing the worst of this starting to roll into your area very, very soon. We're seeing more of this starting to roll up. Now look at this. Look at this mic shot right there. We are seeing some branches down. We are seeing more of that debris on the ground out there with Mike shot. You currently see it. He is by Sassaquah, so he is of course in that area where there was that more of that significant portion of this supercell out there where this possible tornado was in that region. Now still seeing tornado warnings, not one, but multiple tornado warnings out there. So he is in this area right there where there was that potential for that tornado that did pass by earlier within the last several minutes or so, but now we have many areas of concern out there. Any updates from that National Weather Service, Payne?
There is a flash flood warning coming for portions of Seminole, Pontotoc, and Hughes County. This is likely due to these very large storm systems that continue to drop a lot of rain in a short amount of time. That's going to be leading to ponding on the roadways. There is our flash flood warning. You can see that popped up with this blue color. It is going to expire at 6:30 tonight. So this goes on for the next 3 hours. So anywhere from Seminole, Lima, Bowlegs, Wewoka, Bunter, Cromwell, Wetumpka, Dustin, Carson, Lamar, Horntown, Holdenville, Spalding, Crossroads, and Calvin. Not only are you either in a severe thunderstorm warning, a tornado warning, but you also are in a flash flood warning because of these large supercells that continue to drop hail, strong winds, tornadoes, and rain rates that are exceeding 2 inches per hour.
Okay, we do actually have one of our trackers, Mike, here on the line. Mike, so you are located near Sassaquah, right? What are you experiencing and what have you been seeing weather-wise the last 20, 30 minutes or so?
Yeah, Sassaquah, a lot of heavy rainfall. There's a little bit of tree damage from winds from these storms, and there was a tornado confirmed a little bit a ways from here. I didn't see an actual tornado. I'm kind of at the point where I'm right on the edge of our viewing area, so I'm going to go ahead and hightail back to the towards the Sulphur Ada storm and down towards Duncan. But going through Sassaquah and some of these smaller towns I've gone through, I have not seen any significant damage so far. And hail size, I've maybe a few isolated golf balls here and there, but nothing in particular.
So are you seeing a lot of people on the roads in Sassaquah, or are a lot of people more, evacuated, were in their severe weather shelters?
Yeah, I think they were all there. It seemed like they all went to some kind of a shelter in the school area. There's a bunch of cars there for sure. But, yeah, this is a real small town down here. Not a lot going on here. I'm going to stick with you on the phone here, but the reception's going to get pretty spotty here. But I'm going to go ahead and head back towards the Ada and Sulphur area. Okay, sounds good, Mike. Thank you so much for that coverage right there. Stay safe out there. We will get you back on the phone here very soon as more of these supercells continue to pop up out there. We are continuing to see multiple areas of tornado warnings out there. Spalding, you are included in this tornado warning, currently seeing more of the supercellular activity out there, but you're not the only one. Horntown as well. Crossroads, you're still in that once again. Lamar in that area. Carson, you are about to start seeing the worst of it, or if not seeing it right now, currently as we speak. More of that hail core is about to be in your area, though. Dustin, you are included in this tornado warning in effect till at least that 4 p.m. time frame right now, and we are continuing to see more of that severe threat, right? You see all these colors here? Even up north, even there is no tornado warning up north where we're seeing the severe thunderstorm warning, but we are seeing damaging winds. We are seeing lots of significant rainfall out there. We are seeing that large hail in a few locations. So not seeing a tornado warning with this supercell here, but continuing to see massive
destructive hail. We're talking anything over 2.5 inches in that hail diameter. That's when it really starts to get destructive out there. So you don't even need a tornado warning to see lots of damage when it comes to gusty winds, heavy rainfall, large hail once again, and that lower visibility. So we are continuing to track multiple areas for tornado warnings out there. As of right now, this tornado warning here in and around the Calvin area, we are continuing to track that, where that potential for 2 to 2.5 inch size hail diameter is continuing to be that main worry, and that additional tornado that is actually there, most likely still on the ground currently as we speak. But anywhere in these areas here, so now Horntown, you're still seeing the worst of it, and then things will start to improve very, very soon, but continue to stay in that tornado shelter because there's more severe weather on the way. There's more development out there. The atmosphere is very, very, very favorable out there for more supercells to continue to form. We're seeing that instability up in the atmosphere. We are seeing that wind shear. We are pretty much seeing a lot of things coming together for this to form and continue to grow in intensity, for possibly even some stronger tornadoes and multiple tornadoes at once. As you could currently see, multiple tornado warnings out there. Yeager, you are included in that. Once again, you are seeing that tornado warning in effect currently in your area. Holdenville, same story for you. You are inside that tornado warning currently. Horntown, once again, you are about, if not right now, about to start seeing within the next few seconds or minutes or so one of the worst parts of this supercell. Currently, Carson, you are included in this tornado warning. Dustin as well, you are included in that till right around that 4 p.m. time frame. Currently, as we are speaking, it's around 3:27 p.m. and we are continuing to track this and multiple areas of this tornado warnings. Atwood, you are included in the southern tornado warning. Currently, we have our tracker Mike. He is continuing to head a little bit more to the west as we currently speak. So trying to get a little bit more to that north and west back into our viewing area. But as of right now, we are continuing to see Spalding inside of this tornado warning. Holdenville, same story for you. Yeager, and then same story right up into Dustin. You still have a little bit of time in Dustin before we start seeing deteriorating weather conditions out there. That large hail where we are potentially seeing that 2 to 2.5 inch hail diameter size, where that really starts to get a little bit more damaging out there for everything. You want to be away from windows, away from doorways, and you want to be indoors. You do not want to be inside a vehicle driving, just because even of those lowered visibilities out there, even of lots of that heavy rainfall, the ponding, the flash flooding like we just spoke about, in effect till right around that 6:30 p.m. time frame, where there will possibly be more areas of flash flood warnings getting popped up here within the next couple of hours or so, as we continue to track this event ongoing currently. But Horntown, you are pretty much in the middle of this, currently seeing a little bit of hail in your area, even up to 2 inches in your area, heavy rainfall. You are seeing those gusty winds, and you are in that tornado warning currently as we speak. Any of these areas are concerned, right? You have to be on alert. You have to be in that tornado shelter. Everything's going to be okay, but you want to make sure you take those precautions. You want to make sure you are informed. Everyone around you is informed of what exactly is transpiring right now, and that is multiple tornado warnings out there. Horntown, you're right in the middle of this currently as we speak. Carson, once again, can we get a little bit more of a wider view paint, please, just to see a little bit more of that southern tornado warning that we currently have in effect? That one is in effect as well. We are currently seeing multiple areas of severe thunderstorm warnings, but these two areas of tornado warnings still ongoing currently as we speak. At least the next 31 minutes or so might continue to get extended out there like we've been seeing the last hour or so. But Spalding, you are continuing to see that tornado warning in your area. Calvin, you're right on that line, still included in that. And then just south of you, just south and east, that's when things will be improving very soon. But as of right now, you are still in this tornado warning. Dustin, you're included in this as well. More of that supercell, as you can see, more of that stronger part here in this supercell is about to be in that Dustin area as the supercell continues to head right around 25 to 30 miles per hour northeast. We are continuing to see that northeast trajectory out there, so we will see more areas starting to see this possible tornado roll into your area. So everyone has to make sure they are informed, not only throughout these evening to early overnight hours, but now is that crucial time frame for us to make sure we are seeking shelter out there. That tornado warning to the south where currently our tracker Mike is at, that one has expired. Now we do have Kathy as well in a severe thunderstorm warning currently as we speak. This one's picking up in intensity out there close to Ada as we are currently looking at this. Her shot is actually showing some darker clouds out there, which does indicate, hey, that thunderstorm is starting to pick up a little bit of steam as of right now where she's at. Not seeing any low visibilities, not heavy rainfall in her area, but she is still on that northern end. So we still have a few more miles, few more minutes as well before this supercell starts to move into her area. She's going to try and position herself and get some good shots for us, but she's close to that Ada area as well. A little bit more to the north. Tyrola, that's where you're looking at more of this supercell starting to roll into your area. That severe thunderstorm warning in effect currently as we speak, but the main area still in concern is this tornado warning in and around Carson, Dustin as well. You are seeing this tornado warning in effect currently as we speak, at least the next 28 minutes or so. We'll see if this does get extended or not. Can we get a little bit more of a closer look on this, Peyton, just so we could see where possible one or maybe multiple areas of rotation are? Yeager, you are also in this tornado warning. Yeager, you are seeing this tornado warning in your area currently as we are speaking right now. Horntown, a little bit more on that southern end, but you are seeing that hail core once again. You are seeing some larger hail still in your area. Carson, you're in this. You're about to start seeing the worst of this back into your area within the next 5, 6, 7 minutes or so. So you will definitely start seeing more lowered visibilities out there, that heavier rainfall, the larger hail, of course, potential, that core, right? That hail core starting to roll into your area. And this is moving at a pretty decent clip. We have seen a pretty stationary supercells out there last several weeks, but this one's moving at a pretty fast clip, around 25 to even 30 miles per hour, a little bit more northeast. So at least it does have a little bit of that speed with it. So it's not stationary in one spot, causing more and more flash flooding. But of course, even if it is moving at around 25, 30 miles per hour, big areas of concern. And this is because, again, we're not only looking at this tornado warning out there, we're looking at this hail potential around 2, even 2.5 inches. Now then things start to get more dangerous out there. It gets very destructive when it gets to that 2.5 inch hail diameter size, where it does show signs of that hail passing by. You do see those branches, the leaves on the ground. You do see a little bit of dents in your vehicles as well. Windshields broken. Once again, those gusty winds, heavy rainfall, low visibilities, ponding, a little bit of flash flooding as well. Those are so many concerns out there. But as you can see, these colors here, right, wherever you see the red colors, especially these lighter pink, those purple colors, that does indicate more of that energy where the supercell is, more of that potential heavier rainfall, potential larger hail once again, and of course that tornado possibility in the region as well. Carson still included in this as well. Dustin, you are included in this once again as well. Any updates out there, Peyton, from National Weather Service from this continued tornado out there?
Not for this storm, but we're continuing to watch development in southern portions of Oklahoma crossing the Red River. This is probably the next wave we're going to continue to watch coming into this area as well. For Murray, Marshall, Carter, Love, and Johnston counties, we still have a severe thunderstorm warning, winds over 60 miles per hour, hail over 1.25 inches. We also are canceling a severe thunderstorm warning for Garvin and Murray County, continuing a severe thunderstorm warning for Pontotoc, Seminole, and Pottawatomie counties. So we're starting to see more development to our south that we will continue to keep an eye on as these go into eastern Oklahoma. Unfortunately, a lot of these storm systems getting out of our viewing area as well, but we still have another wave that we're continuing to monitor.
Yes, of course. So we will continue to stay here live on the air until these do completely move out of our viewing area. So Peyton will let us know when these do actually move completely out of our viewing area. As of right now, we are continuing to see these ongoing tornado warnings out there, and we are continuing to see more of those deteriorating conditions out there. Dustin, you are right in the middle of the supercell currently as we speak, but the worst of it still a little bit more to the south of you, a little bit more to the south and west of you, but that is continuing to go a little bit more northeast around that 30-mile-per-hour range, which does give us more of that indication that it is possibly maybe picking up a little bit of speed. As of right now, severe thunderstorm warning in effect in these areas just to the north, and we will continue to see more of these popping up as this still has lots of energy. It's an extremely favorable environment all over the state, central, eastern parts of the state, and then of course into Arkansas and other states just to the east. We're continuing to see very favorable environments for this to continue as this dry line continues to stick around a little bit more to the west right now, but as of right now, we are continuing to see this tornado warning out there. So Payne, I'm pretty sure this is still just in our viewing area, or just about to be outside of the viewing area, but as of right now, we are continuing to track this and seeing this ongoing event for this tornado warning out there for most of the region. Dustin, you are still in this tornado warning currently as we speak. So we are continuing to look at a little bit more of that potential. Can we get a little bit more times on this so I could just kind of tell the folks a little bit more on what their time potential could be with this possible tornado that is on the ground currently as we speak? Looking at that velocity out there does show possible maybe multiple areas of rotation out there. As of right now, we are continuing to see this area of concern. This is the main area of concern, as we currently talk. Carson area around 3:47 p.m. time frame. Dustin around 3:55. That's when you're going to start seeing more of the worst starting to roll into your area, but you're still seeing the thunderstorms in your area. You're seeing those gusty winds as well. You're seeing a little bit of hail once again. Hannah, you're going to be next in line right around 3:59 p.m. time frame, and then Bryant, you're going to be next right around that 4:03 p.m. time frame. So I have a little bit of time, but now is that crucial time to make sure you are prepared, you are ready, you are in your tornado shelter, you are of course on alert, listening to the radio, listening to us alive, making sure you are safe and sound. Life is the most important part, but you just want to make sure you are having a plan ready even later on into the evening hours. As we said, we are seeing that wind shear, we are seeing that instability in the area, we are seeing lots of rotation in many areas aloft out there. So we are continuing to see more of this favorable activity all over the region, not only in this area here closer to Tulsa, but we're continuing to see multiple severe thunderstorms starting to pop up there. As you can see, this tornado warning is just crossing that border of Texas and then up into southern parts of Oklahoma as we are currently ongoing event as we are looking at this right now. Another severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now closer to Hope, Bray as well. Duncan, you are starting to see more of that rainfall and severe thunderstorm in your area, but this is an ongoing developing scenario. This is an ongoing cell that is continuing to grow in intensity out there. Payne, what do you got?
Marlow is reporting pea-sized hail. Multiple people in the town of Marlow, the police department in Marlow, reporting again that pea-sized hail for this severe thunderstorm warning that's continuing to track northeast. We're going to start seeing development off to our west of I-35. We can already see this environment is extremely favorable. We have a wave off to our east, we have a wave off to our south, and we're going to start getting a wave off to our west. An extremely, now up to quarter-size hail in Marlow, so this cell is continuing to grow. Marlow, Bray, Hope, Duncan, down to Liberty. This is the area you're starting to see that little bit of development on the back end of it. Again, going back over to the east, we have tornado warnings, we have severe thunderstorm warnings, all within that flash flood warning. Because as these storms get north of I-40, they unfortunately go out of our viewing area, but we're still continuing to watch, especially that tornado warning for Dustin and Wetumpka. We have another severe thunderstorm warning for Garvin, Murray, Jefferson, Carter, Love, and Johnston counties. That's closer to the Red River. So again, this is the next very active area of development we're going to watch come into the viewing area. These have tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, special weather statements associated with them. So this is going to slowly start filling in, which is just the beginning of a very active day here in the state of Oklahoma.
Yeah, so we do have our shot up here from Kathy, one of our trackers. You could see lots of rainfall out there. Can we get Kathy here on the line? Kathy, if you could hear me, what exactly are you experiencing and what have you been seeing, weather-wise within the last 10 minutes or so?
About within the last 10 minutes, I have been coming down Highway 3E going into Ada, and we just cut through the eastern side of the hail core on this storm. We just saw pea-sized to nickel-sized hail. We have been going to the very center of it, but we're tracking the southern end of it in case any rotation decides to develop.
Okay, and have you seen a lot of debris on the ground on the side of the highways, or as of right now, you've just pretty much seen lots of rainfall out there, a little bit of flooding in some areas?
I haven't seen any debris yet. I came into Ada right behind that last tornado warning, and we haven't seen any signs of damage. There's just been a lot of flooding on freeways in and around Ada.
Okay, so tell me this also, because I know, rush hour is almost a thing very, very soon. Are we seeing a lot of cars on the roads? Are a lot of people taking this very seriously, off the roads, hopefully in their safe shelters?
Unfortunately, I have been seeing quite a few cars. We haven't seen any sort of uptick in the traffic, but there is still quite a few people out here currently, hoping that dies down as more storms start to roll in.
Yep, and as you know, Kathy, of course, a lot of people on the roads, that poses another danger for people traveling. And of course, with the severe weather in the forecast, you do not want to be traveling. We did get, we had our tracker, Jeff, out there yesterday showing videos and pictures of how much traffic there was, how many vehicles were on the roads yesterday, trying to get videos, trying to get pictures. So make sure you are not traveling on the roads. You want to make sure those are cleared up, just because that traffic poses another threat out there as these supercells continue to grow in intensity. So Kathy, you're continuing to head a little bit more closer to Ada right now. And then what is your plan within the next 30 minutes? Are you planning to head a little bit more north and east?
Currently, I'm just staying on the southern end of this cell, seeing if it develops anymore or if it's going to pretty much just stay like this and then die out. We're trying to stay around the Ada area because these storms seem to be trailing right behind each other, and then cutting back west to see what that next round of development is going to do.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kathy. Safe travels out there. We're going to get you back on the air here very, very shortly. But as you can see, her shot not looking too bad right now. We did see lots of rainfall out there, but as of right now, some lighter rain falling in her area. But she is on that southern end currently as we speak, just south and west of Ada. And we are continuing to see this supercell continuing to grow in intensity. She is outside of that hail core, which is good because, of course, you do not want your car to get dented out there with that larger hail core, where we are looking at around 1.5 inches in some spots. But boom, just like that. Severe thunderstorm warning has just been extended a little bit more north and east of this area, but continuing to see an ongoing event, this growing in intensity out there. Union Hill, you are seeing a little bit of hail in your area, potentially some heavier rainfall, ponding, some flash flooding in some spots. Do not drive through flooded roadways. Even if you think there's 1 inch or 2 on there, that could easily really cause lots of damage, could pick up your vehicle, and that is something we want to avoid. Everyone wants to avoid out there. Now, Hurd, you are about to start seeing more of this hail core starting to move into your area. What do we got paying out there?
We have a flash flood warning coming for the town of Ada and the severe thunderstorm warning for Pontotoc, Seminole, and Hughes counties. Hail up to 1 inch in diameter with 60-mile-per-hour winds. So again, continuing the same line that's just been battered we've seen over the past hour. But Ada, Hurd, Oakman, Buying, Francis, going back into the Spalding, Holdenville, Horntown, Crossroads, Calvin area, we have that flash flood warning and that intense hail warning.
Yes, and just like expected, we will continue to possibly see more flash flood warnings get posted as we continue to see more rounds on the back end of this. We're not done with this just yet. There's more severe potential on the back end as this continues to kind of drag in the same route, right? A little bit more on that southeastern portion of our viewing area, continuing with that northeast trajectory. Some of these are picking up in steam a little bit. If we could get a little bit more of a closer look once again for this tornado warning still ongoing in Hughes County, which is in our viewing area, continuing that trajectory around 25 to 30 miles per hour, more northeast, not quite as developed as it looked around 30 to 45 minutes ago, but still seeing a lot more energy in the atmosphere for this to continue to re-strengthen out there, to pick up more in intensity out there, to start continuing to see even larger hail. We are seeing lots of updraft, which means lots of those winds going up into the atmosphere, which does mean larger hail, right? It could hold larger hail out there. As you start seeing more of that updraft, you start seeing more of those winds going up in the atmosphere, could hold larger hail, and it starts to form even larger out there. We're talking over 3 inch in diameter hail core possibilities out there for today, softball sized or larger. We saw that just 24 hours ago where we saw that softball sized hail even larger in a few spots, but this is pretty much where the main area concern for that hail threat, that the heavy rainfall, the gusty winds is as of right now. We are looking at least 1.5-inch hail size. This might be underdoing it just a little bit, and possibly even 2 to 2.5-inch hail diameter in some of these spots in and around Carson currently as we are speaking. So tornado shelter right now, Carson area, you want to make sure you are safe and sound. Do not be by any type of windows, any type of doorways. You are continuing to see some of that larger hail in your area, that tornado warning in your area as well. As of right now, on that northern end, continuing to see a severe thunderstorm warning. So National Weather Service isn't tracking this to extend it just yet. As of right now, we're continuing to see the same areas right up into Dustin, Carson, seeing this tornado warning still in effect. But anywhere in this area, Carson, you are possibly seeing a tornado down on the ground right now. Of course, that funnel cloud coming down from the clouds as it makes its way down to the surface. That's where we're looking at that actual tornado, it becoming a tornado as it touches down to the surface. Moving pretty quickly, like I said, around 25 to 30 mile per hour range. But Dustin, you are right in the middle of this as well currently. Right in that tornado warning, you are about to start seeing more of the deteriorating conditions. We're talking within seconds out there. This is where more of that heavy rainfall, more of those gusty winds, that hail potential is as well. So you're about to start seeing those conditions deteriorate out there. And then, of course, Salem, you're going to be next in line after that. And then all these locations still in that severe thunderstorm warning. Quite haven't seen that tornado warning get extended just yet. A little bit more to that north and east, but still seeing a lot of energy with this. Not quite as developed, like I said, like it looked around 30 to 45 minutes ago or so, but continuing to see this tornado warning in effect. Dustin, you're about to start seeing this within the next 11 minutes or so. Like we were saying, more of the heavier potential, right? More of where this tornado could possibly be at. That's where we are looking at the worst part of the storm. But that's not the only thing we're worried about. Of course, we're worried about that hail. That hail is very damaging as well. Lowered visibility, heavy rainfall, flooding once again. And then we are looking at that debris. Debris is another thing that is a very, very dangerous component for these supercells out there, because it can get blown for miles away from the actual tornado out there. Dustin, you are continuing to see this till right around that minimum. Start seeing the worst part of this at 3:58 p.m. time frame. Vernon, you're going to start seeing this within the next 13 minutes or so. Hannah, you're going to be next in line after that. Bryant, and then Salem after that. Once again, around that 4:06, 4:07, 4:08 p.m. time frame. And then after that, we're going to continue to see more of these areas, continue to see that possible tornado threat within the next 20 to 25 minutes or so, and that is these areas to the north. So what I like to do is to prepare you folks and make sure you are all safe and sound. You want to make sure your family members, your neighbors, your elders as well are informed of exactly what is moving into your area. So even though you're seeing a severe thunderstorm warning in this area, you're not seeing that tornado warning in the area here, you still want to make sure people know that there is a tornado somewhere in this area, just south and west, closer to Carson currently as we are speaking, about to be in Dustin within the next 5 minutes or so. That's when things will continue to deteriorate, and those conditions will be very, very favorable for more of this tornado to start moving into your area. As of right now, this is that main area of concern. National Weather Service still tracking this tornado out there. Severe thunderstorm warning up north, and we are looking at many, many areas seeing severe thunderstorm warnings. This is not the only supercell we're watching. We're seeing more of this up to the north and east, north and west, north, a little bit more north and east of this area. Continuing to see that south and west of this tornado warning. We're continuing to see some severe thunderstorm warnings out there, and we are seeing that flash flood warnings in effect as well. Wherever you see those lighter green colors, that's where the flash flooding is concerned out there. Ada, you are included in this flash flooding out there, so please make sure you are not driving through flooded waters out there. You are not out on the roads. You want to make sure you are at that safe shelter out there. We do have Kathy out there right now. Kathy, you are near Lata right now. What exactly have you been experiencing in the last 5 minutes, and have you been seeing a little bit less people on the roads? It kind of looks like more people are evacuated in their severe shelters.
Yeah, currently I'm on the very far west side of Ada. It's not as populated, so we are seeing like a lot less people on the road, which is good. We are still seeing the flooding on the roadways. As you said, that flash flash flood warning is in this area. The supercell is moving off to the northeast. So right now we're in the clear. We have those cells coming in from the south. But right now it's quiet around Ada, and we're just watching those cells coming in from the south, and then we're going to be cutting back to the west to see what that cell is going to do as it moves into like the Purcell area.
Okay, Kathy, thank you so much for that. If we could get Mike shut up here real quick. It looks like Mike is a little bit more on that northern end of this supercell as we are currently looking at this. Mike shot. Okay, so he is on the road. He is on the highway. Same story as we just saw in Kathy's shot. Looks like not too many people are out on the roads, which is a good sign. A lot of people are listening to the radios, listening to us, hopefully watching us live and making sure they are safe and sound. But look how many areas are seeing these thunderstorm warnings out there. Multiple areas seeing tornado warnings, but the main concern is, of course, these supercells. The environment being extremely favorable for more supercellular activity out there. Any updates, Payne? It looks like you got something.
I think it's really important to highlight that, yes, we have been talking about eastern, southeastern Oklahoma and southern Oklahoma, but I don't want to let the guard down for Cleveland County, Oklahoma County, Logan County, Canadian County, and Grady County. While our tornado risk might not be as heightened as we saw earlier, this is still going to be a large hail risk. We can slowly start seeing down towards south of Chickasha and Nenakaw, north of Marlow, this cell in Rush Springs, it's starting to move northeast. Slowly, we have this severe thunderstorm warning for portions of McLean County. It's aiming towards Cleveland County. So around now through 5 p.m., this is where we can start seeing those cells pop up for us here in the metro. That's why it's a multiple wave event kind of day. We've seen eastern Oklahoma be very active. We've seen southern Oklahoma very active, but the guard is not let down for us here in central Oklahoma. We're starting to see, again, this cell kind of intensify in, south of Rush Springs in the town of Bailey. Let me click over to see how large our radar indicated hail is getting. So the radar is indicating just over ½ an inch of hail in diameter, but what this does is it's a radar beam that kind of shoots towards this cell. So while the radar may be reading hail this size, it doesn't actually mean hail is this size. We've seen in the town of Marlow up to golf ball size hail has been reported. That is over ½ an inch in diameter. So just because our radar is saying this, it can actually be larger falling towards the ground. Again, we're going to keep an eye on this cell in particular as it reaches closer to the metro, aiming towards the Slaughterville area, the Norman area, close to Lake Thunderbird. This is an area I'm very familiar with. I'm a student at OU, and so we are continuing to watch western portions of the metro as well as eastern portions of the metro.
Yes, we are continuing to see this ongoing event. Lots of severe thunderstorm warnings out there. And this is just the beginning, too. We will continue to see this till at least 7, 8, 9 p.m. time frame, where we are seeing these tornado watches in effect till at least that 7 p.m. time frame all over the region. As of right now, even in these severe thunderstorm warnings, we are continuing to see 2.5 inch size hail out there, 60+ mile-an-hour winds. And this is generally for central Jefferson and eastern Clay counties out there. We are continuing to see that ongoing event all over the area, but we are seeing Mike and Kathy in the supercell here. They're trying to make their way a little bit more north and east, right in the middle of this supercell. They, of course, want to avoid being in that hail core and avoid some dents in the vehicles, but we are continuing to track a development, a development of this supercell out there. We are looking at some greater hail out there, that heavy rainfall as well, damaging winds once again in these areas here, especially where you see these purple colors here. Francis, you're included in this as well. You are continuing to see that hail in your area still for at least the next several minutes or so, and then that will continue to head a little bit more north. Spalding, you're going to start seeing this within the next 10 minutes or so, and that is a developing supercell. Continuing to see a lot of energy with this one once again, and as it continues that northeast trajectory around 25 miles per hour or so, but lots of activity out there. We are continuing to see this tornado warning here in northeastern parts of Hughes County. Dustin, you are continuing to see this tornado warning ongoing in your area. I did actually just get word we do have Mike's mic here. So Mike, what are you experiencing and what is your plan within the next 10, 15, 20 minutes?
I just went through the Ada storm right through the middle of it and just had maybe a little bit of dime-sized hail with that one. It kind of looked like it's struggling. It went into the cooler air behind those other storms that had gone through earlier in the day. So it's definitely not in a very favorable environment to intensify. So I'm going to go ahead and get on over to I-35, and we'll see if this Rush Springs storm coming into Lindsay and Purcell, if it holds together. I should be there to intercept it probably in about 40 minutes or so.
Okay, perfect, Mike. So have you been seeing a lot of emergency vehicles on the side of the roadways, or has things been pretty decent so far, not too much debris on the side?
I didn't get far enough east to get into that area where they had the confirmed tornado warnings. I need to get turned back around, but I didn't really see. I was kind of on the western side of that storm where they had the two storms together, and I saw a little bit of tree damage here and there, but nothing significant, honestly, from my vantage point through Ada and through Saskatchewan and some of those other areas.
Perfect, perfect. All right, well, thank you so much for that. The updates here, Mike. We are looking at his live shot. He is near Ada as we are currently speaking. Conditions are starting to improve just a little bit. We did see that heavy rainfall pass by, severe thunderstorm warnings all over the region. You could see lots of water on the roadways. Now, we are still looking at many areas seeing that flood potential out there. Maybe not quite in Ada currently as we speak, but many other locations in and around that region where the heavy rainfall is currently falling. Those low visibilities are also there. That hail potential, and anywhere in these regions we are seeing that possible tornado. Let's look at a little bit more of that wider view out there, looking at that tornado warning still in effect in parts of Hughes County as we are currently looking at it. Still not extended, which is a good sign from us. That does give us a little bit more of that indication that there is that potential where this is starting to weaken, where the radar is maybe not showing as much rotation as it did within the last 45 minutes or hour or so, because the National Weather Service would have extended this tornado warning. So they might just let this tornado warning expire in and around the Dustin area within the next 4 minutes or so. As of right now, severe thunderstorm warning in this area here. So all of these areas are looking at the severe thunderstorm warning in effect till at least that 4:15 p.m. time frame. As of right now, we are continuing to see that ongoing tornado warning in and around the Dustin area. We will continue to track this as it is in that northeastern portion of Hughes County in our viewing area, in effect till 4 p.m. So we have right around 3 more minutes or so, where that does include the gusty winds potentially over 60 miles per hour, hail around 2+ inches. We are looking at that heavy rainfall, and somewhere in this area still possibly that radar indicated tornado as we are currently looking at within the next 3 minutes or so. We'll see if the National Weather Service does anything about it. They might let it expire. Peyton, it looks like we have some updates. What do we have?
The tornado warning has expired. There is no more radar indicated tornado. They haven't seen it for the past few scans. They will let it expire. Also, the tornado warning for Carter and Love County down towards the Red River, that is also being canceled. So again, these storms do show a sign of weakening, but again, a lot of the area is still favorable, especially as we get towards western portions of the metro.
Yep, and you can see closer to Seminole, right? You're starting to see a little bit more of some cellular activity out there. Maybe a supercell starting to form within the next several minutes or so. We'll keep an eye on things. As of right now, we're not seeing any active tornado warnings in our viewing area. They are letting this expire within the next minute or so, so we will still stay on the air for another couple of minutes or so, telling you guys a little bit more in-depth information about this, and then we'll be right back, of course, as we continue to track more of these supercells out there, possible more activity, more restructuring with these supercells out there. As you can see, this is another one we have to really worry about just south of the metro area, just south and west of Norman. Once again, we are continuing to see this ongoing supercell starting to form a little bit out there. So we'll continue to track these and see more pop-up supercells, but we are seeing lots of favorable activity in the environment for these to start to form, right? We're seeing that wind shear, that instability out there. We are seeing a lot of heavier precipitation, lots of severe thunderstorms all over the area. Alex, Bradley, you are included in the severe thunderstorm warning in effect till right around 4:30 p.m. time frame. I'm pretty sure that is for the next 30 minutes or so, and that will continue that northeast trajectory, and that will continue to most likely develop out there as it does continue to head in more favorable environments. As of right now, it is just south of the Norman area, south of the metro area, but this might be the one we have to really pay attention to as well as it continues that northeast trajectory out there, currently just south and east of the Chickasha area, and we are continuing to see this ongoing event, possibly that development, right? Possibly a strengthening for this supercell out there. But we are continuing to see the larger hail development in this, right? As of right now, inch and a half. That is that hail core with this specific supercell out there just south of the metro area. And we will continue to possibly see it grow in intensity as the atmosphere is very favorable for even softball-sized hail in many, many locations out there. So we will keep an eye on all of these out there. As of right now, we are not seeing any tornado warnings in any of our viewing areas or the state. We are seeing multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. Same story in and around the Tulsa area. So we will be back very soon. As of right now, we'll continue to track these and keep everybody safe.